Good morning. It is Monday, December 5th. Normally I like to kick the vlogs off with my face and not in top-down mode, but we are getting right into the plan with me today because I have a very, very busy day. So like I said, it is Monday, December 5th, and I still stand by, I talked about this in a video. I actually did a plan with me video where I shared 5 daily planning tips as part of that plan with me. And one of the things I talked about is how I really like to wait until the morning of to do my daily plan. I like to make sure that I get up at the time I said I was going to get up. I feel the way I thought I was going to feel. Like, I don't like putting it down on paper until I'm actually awake that morning. Now, that is true for the scheduled section of my planner. But yesterday I was working on my weekly to-do list, and I realized that instead of making a section for Monday and then in 12 hours transferring it to my Monday planner, I was just going to write the Monday things directly onto the planner. So that's what I did. So the to-dos are already sort of filled in. I did those yesterday, and now I'm just going to tackle the hourly section. So I got up at 6. I debated last night whether I was going to stay up for the second half of the Cowboys game, and I decided to go to bed because I have just a super busy week this week, and I'm so glad that I did. I mean, the Cowboys ended up crushing it, but I just feel so much better this morning, and I know that like I made the right decision for this time of year for me personally. So kicked off my AM routine at 6. Like I mentioned some video last week, I feel like in Vlogmas I make an assumption, and this might not be true. You might be like, I do not do this, that you watch all of the Vlogmas videos. Like if you're here watching the vlogs, like you watch them all. And so I don't want to be repetitive. So like saying that my AM routine right now is only 30 minutes, that like I've already talked about that. But what you'll notice on the weekly plan is I still have everything starting at 9. And the reason for that is that I adjusted my AM routine to only go till 8:30 so that I can use a half hour in the morning to prep the video. Now I went ahead and wrote it over here instead of over here. That's the purpose. Like my AM routine is from 6 to 8:30, so then I can prep the Vlogmas video for the day from 8:30 to 9 and then get started with the rest of my day at 9. Today, that looks like a 3-hour call. I have talked about Amanda Warfield before in her course, Content Batching Bootcamp, and I just really admire her, and I have started working with her one-on-one on content strategy. And so we have our prep for the New Year call today. It's going to be 3 hours. And this call actually got canceled. So first things first is I have this one-on-one call. It's actually at 12:15, so I'm just writing it slightly adjusted down. And then this one that got scheduled in at 2. So in between that, I'm gonna try to do 2 things, which I really want to put my dot marker. Well, let's see if we can squeeze 2 little dots in there. Oh yeah, there we go. If you don't press it down as hard, the little dots are smaller. So I'm gonna get dinner in the crock pot. Is gonna be part of that. Because I already cooked the chicken, it doesn't need as long. So I don't need to do it in the morning. And then I'm gonna get the newsletter done, which I do on the first Monday of every month. If you're not part of my email newsletter, it's one a month, and it's very simple. I literally do a personal update. I do a goal tip that's usually associated with the most popular YouTube video from the month, and then I do, which I already know what that one's gonna be, and then I do what I read in the month before. So that goes out on the first Monday of the month, and that is one of those content pieces also that I don't batch, or like I don't pre-schedule and put up really far in advance. Like I write the newsletter and I send it out that day. I just really like that one piece of content to be in real time, and I just schedule time on the first Monday of the month. And if you have been on the newsletter, you notice that like when I'm not here the first Monday of the month, like when I was in Thailand on my honeymoon, I just didn't send it that day. I sent it the day I got back. So that is how I operate with that. Okay, so then we're gonna put 2 more little dots between here and get through the communication and then the Patreon list. It's another thing I always do the first Monday of the month is update my spreadsheet of the Patreon community. And then I have a one-on-one call at 4. And then this one I think is actually at 4:30. I think I just couldn't like fit it there. I'm just gonna put it here. I'll look at my phone, and I might put it in parentheses if it is at like a weird time. Then I have virtual dance from 6 to 7, which I'll tell you more about when we get there. And then I actually have plans with Sam. We put it on our Google Cals to talk about something tonight. And then my PM routine, like I said, super swamp day. in between these things, I might have to do like the rest of the dinner stuff because it's like a crock pot meal, but then there's like some steps at the end. You like throw in the cheese and whatever. So I know I need to finish up dinner before dance starts because after that we've got all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, looking at this is making me feel a little bit like, okay, it's a busy day. And then I put this little sticky note down here because it's such a busy day, is that depending on what ends up happening today, I might vlog my PM routine tonight, like to show you that as part of this vlog, but I might not. We'll see how I'm feeling. All right, while we're in top-down mode, I'm also going to go ahead and update my goals. So I did get my 4th workout in last week. I love having this set up on my desk where I can see it at all times, but then sometimes I forget to like take it out and actually update it. I'm usually pretty good, but it doesn't happen every day. So I still haven't done any of the honeymoon scrapbook, y'all. Here's part of the problem. Oh, I didn't even put December daily anywhere on my calendar today. Where is it going to go, guys? Like, I sent the photo in yesterday. Okay, it's possible that instead of these 2 things, I squeeze it in here and then communication after this call and dinner after dance. It's very possible. Okay, I'm gonna put it like here. Wow, I didn't even think about that. So not only did I not actually schedule time for December daily, but I've been managing that. I didn't schedule time to work on the scrapbook, so that hasn't been happening. Okay, I did not get my journal in yesterday on Sunday, which is totally fine. But I did it today. I did not do my routine on Saturday, but I did it last night. Still haven't read at night. Hopefully we're gonna fix that today. The lottery, there really wasn't anything. Sometimes, so I know I talked about in my goals video that this is the Broadway lottery that we're entering. Sometimes I'm giving myself the check mark, even if we're not entering it, because like there's no shows on Mondays. Not any that we want to see anyways. There are some shows that are not dark on Mondays, but I give myself the check even if I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, we're not entering it. I did not do any of the apartment things on Saturday and Sunday, and I have been keeping up with this. So there's the update. All right, I just got done doing my workout and I noticed I like could have paid better attention that I just hit my 500th total workout with Peloton, like since having my Peloton account, which is just bananas to me. So here's the breakdown, like between strength and cycling, stretch, yoga, meditation. That I feel like that shouldn't count as a workout, but I guess it does. Walking, and like a handful of other ones. That's so exciting. I love that milestone. Hi, okay, so it's just after 8. I finished up my morning routine a little bit faster, mostly because I just did only a 10-minute workout, but it still counts. And I skipped a couple other steps because, again, with a like set 9 a.m. call, normally I don't schedule calls before noon. Like when I'm in control of the calls. With my coaching clients, I do not set calls before noon because I like to have my morning time to work on other projects. And I like the flexibility of being able to do my morning routine at my pace and all that jazz. But this is not my call, so it is at 9. But I got through my morning routine about 2 hours, and then I went ahead and made some eggs. We're out of small plates, well, they're all dirty, and so I made on a big one. Also, yes, there's a chip in our plate. I have seen the comments. I've seen you comment about our like dishes having chips in them. Y'all, these dishes are almost 10 years old. I got them when I moved to New York. Actually, the actual dishes themselves are probably over 10 years old because I bought them in December, but I didn't start using them until January when I moved to New York City. Almost 10 years ago in January, and they're from IKEA. So the fact that these dishes still exist 10 years later from IKEA and they've survived 2 moves, like, I'm very impressed. We have a whole new set of dishes waiting for us in Chicago. We put them on our registry, had them shipped to my mom's. They're sitting there waiting for us. These dishes will not be leaving New York City, but I felt like I needed to defend my sturdy IKEA dishes. Anyways, I'm gonna eat these eggs and watch some Vlogmas. If you didn't catch today's video, I don't know, some video. I think I filmed it yesterday, which means it went up yesterday. Like I said, all these days kind of end up running together for me. I talked about all the people that I follow on YouTube, whose Vlogmas I like, the business channels I follow, etc. And so I'm gonna watch some of that and eat these eggs and then get my Vlogmas video prepped for today. All right, let's open some advent calendars. I feel like this is just my advent calendar opening spot. So I've only done days 1 and 3 of this one. So today I'm gonna do day 2 and put those on. They're gonna be, what? Why is there no, oh no, there is one. God, okay. Oh, they've like scooted over into the one section. Oh my gosh, okay, so this one, oh, it's so cute. This one looks like well, I was gonna say the design kind of matches it because the design has Sally, her little hat, and then they're white socks, and it's got Jack and his hat, and then Sally. How cute are those? Oh my gosh, I love them. Okay, so I'm gonna put those on, and then we're gonna do a candle. So even though I burned this for a pretty decent amount of time yesterday morning, and there's still quite a bit in there. There's still quite a bit in there, but I'm gonna, for the sake of the advent calendar, I'm gonna stick it back in, and we're gonna move on and open up day 2 and light that one. Oh my gosh, although getting them out, I love this. I'm very happy. Getting them out without taking the lid off is almost impossible. Okay. Okay, so this one is, if it will focus on the name, come on, warm vanilla. I am usually not a sweet, ooh, it smells really, really good though. It reminds me very much of, this is so awkward. Very much the warm vanilla sugar from Bath & Body Works. That's what this smells like. I'm not usually a sweet candle person, but for, again, the sake of the advent calendar, I'm gonna light this for my 9 o'clock coaching call. Oh, Kitty, you just look so pretty. I finally had to let Charlie in. She was meowing at the door. Hi, pretty girl. I can hear her purring. Oh my goodness. Just got off my coaching call and found this. Oh, hi. No, we haven't made the bed today. But look at this cute kitty. Yeah, you're so cute, kitty. I love you. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep now. Bye, Mom. Okay, now let me check in. I'm sitting back at my desk after walked around, hugged Sam, went to the bathroom, all that jazz, and now I have like 4 minutes before I'm getting on this coaching call at 12:15. But I just wanted to check in and say sometimes it can be really hard to pay to outsource something, and you think about that amount per month, and on a monthly basis, especially working with Amanda, I pay monthly, but we only have quarterly calls. And so on the months that I pay, but we don't have a call, sometimes I look at my budget and I get frustrated and I'm like, man, I'm paying a lot for her services, but then we get on these calls and I'm just like, yeah, it's worth it. We just mapped out so much of my year next year, business goals, and we didn't map out all of my goals because that's not the purpose of working with her, but we mapped out the content behind achieving those goals. That is where her sweet spot is content and marketing strategy. And before her, I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall with what I was creating, and that's because it wasn't really a business. It I had a YouTube channel, I was just creating content. And now I am being more thoughtful with what I am putting out on the internet, and it was really great. With a lot of really great plans and things I'm excited to bring you in 2023. All right, dinner is in the crock pot, and I am actually 30 minutes ahead of the schedule, which makes me feel really, really good. I am not gonna try and squeeze in running to the drugstore and whatnot before my 2 o'clock call. Instead, I'm gonna jump ahead and do my communication routine in this 30 minutes. That way I won't feel as bad when I do, not that I would feel bad, but you know what I mean. After my 2 o'clock call, then I will run to the drugstore and get in December Daily and feel really good before that 4 o'clock call. But what I realized while I was putting dinner in the crock pot was that I never told you, and I'll link that recipe down below, but obviously who knows yet if it's good. I never told you about the dish I made I don't know however many days ago it was, but it was the casseroles, beef and cream of mushroom, and I told you I was adding mushrooms, actual mushrooms, to the recipe that I linked because it didn't have a vegetable in it, and she served it with a side of a vegetable. So while the mushrooms fit really well with the recipe, it still felt like it needed more of a vegetable, and it was almost too creamy. So I think I will try the recipe again for sure, but what I will do differently is I'm gonna use one less, it called for 2 cans of cream of mushroom, and instead of that I'll probably just do 1, and then if I feel like it's not creamy enough, I'll add just some oat milk or some half and half, or some just a little bit, not a whole can. And then I think I'm gonna add green beans because it's basically a French onion green bean casserole. So I think I will do green beans so there's a green vegetable in there. So that's my kind of feedback on that recipe, and then we'll see how tonight's recipe goes. I mentioned, again, days all running together, whatever day I put all the chicken in the crock pot, that one of the meals I planned for the chicken was a crock pot meal, and that by pre-cooking the chicken with all that other chicken without the seasonings and stuff, it was gonna probably not necessarily be as flavorful, and it's not gonna take as long. So I put the chicken, I put it in there with is butter and a jar of pesto.
but the chicken was cooked, but it wasn't cooked through enough to shred. So I'm hoping that by letting that sit for, I put it on low for like an hour or two to basically just melt the butter and like have the pesto seep in and have the chicken cook so it's a little bit softer. And then I'll go in and shred the chicken and like finish it up. I realized I probably didn't need to put it in at 1 p.m. But I also don't necessarily mind when dinner's done early, because by the time we get to dinner time, y'all, I'm exhausted and I would rather finish dinner earlier. So sometimes that happens. It happened a lot during dance where I would make dinner for lunch, and if Sam wanted to eat it fresh for lunch, he could, or I would just put it in the fridge and he could heat it up for dinner instead of making it fresh for dinner because I was going to dance. So that might be, it's probably going to be done at a weird like 3 o'clock time today.
All right, just got home from running errands and picking up the photos for the next day. So let's go ahead and open up day 5. And I've been trying to think about what I'm gonna do for today. I don't know, I have a couple different ideas, but I don't know actually. So let's see. Ooh, I love these. Y'all know I'm not a big gold, I actually prefer silver, but Allie Edwards does a ton of gold. But I really love these. They're hearts with little phrases, deck the halls, this tree. Guys, I may not decorate my Christmas tree. That's something else I've been thinking about, but I really, really love these. I am telling the story of football and how much I love football. So I printed out a couple different pictures of my friends and I at the bar watching football. I felt like the version of us cropped is a little cropped, but I end up deciding to go with that one. And then I took 2 of my TV when Sam and I were watching the Cowboys at night. So then I'm trying to decide which cards I want to include. And originally I'm going to go with the 4 and this stripe. Then I consider maybe doing a quote, and then I consider maybe doing a pattern, and I kind of changed my mind a bunch of times because I really like the On This December card, but I felt like I didn't need a card that had the date and that big number 4. So then I'm trying to decide what embellishments, and I do feel like I've been using a lot of stars this year, but I really like them, and also it's the Cowboys, so I feel like I need to be using a star on this page. So now I'm looking for a pattern paper that's dark that I can put that clear star on top of, but end up deciding to go back to the 4 and just the striped card. And I'm looking for another sentiment and end up finding the silver stars, which of course for the Cowboys makes way more sense than any other stars. So I end up going with the silver stars, and as always, using 3 because it just looks better. I end up moving things around a little bit and putting them in different pockets. And then I get to journaling and I just write about the fact that I love football, and I love that I have friends that love football, and how Megan and Morgan and I went and watched the 1 o'clock games at a bar. They are Eagles fans, so they were really focused on that game, and I was really bouncing between all the different games. This page also just makes me realize how simple I've been keeping December daily this year, and I know there are a lot of people who post their December daily, especially on social media, who get super crafty and super in-depth, and I have just been keeping things simple, but it helps me get it done, and I would rather have it done by the end of the month than have it be the most intricate crafty project. And also reminding me that I probably don't need to buy near as many supplies since I do keep it pretty simple. So someone remind 2023, I guess it's August Laken, who's going to buy supplies, that she doesn't need near as many as she probably wants to buy. I'm hitting a wall, which shouldn't surprise me, but also like I got a good night's sleep. Like why do I not function in the afternoon? So it's 3:44 right now. I have 2 more calls at 4 and 4:30, 4:45, and I can power through those calls. But I'm just like, all the other things on my list that I want to do, and I still have dance. I mean, it's virtual, but it's from 6 to 7, and I want to do that. I mean, I have to do that. I want to get more energy for that. I should check on the dinner that's in the crock pot. I did the December daily while we had daylight, but I haven't cleaned up any of it. Like it's just a mess on my desk. I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I get up and I like have all this energy, and then at like some point in the afternoon I just like crash and burn, and I don't know if I should. And I feel like I've talked about this before. I know some of you recommended like taking a nap. Maybe that's what I need, is a power nap. I mean, I don't have time now. Maybe I need just to like take a break. But I thought like going to the drugstore and like picking up my photos and getting some fresh air. I called my mom. Like I thought that was a good break, but then I came back, I did my December daily, and now I'm like, okay, can today be over? I'm done today. And of course, after I sat here and scrolled Instagram for another 5 minutes, I also realized I need to do the December daily voiceover in addition to cleaning up. I don't know what it is about today. Okay, this is how the dinner turned out for tonight. First off, it tastes fantastic. I love the flavor. I love the pesto. I feel like I've always avoided pesto recipes in the past because my Trader Joe's at least doesn't carry pesto. But when I ordered from Aldi, they had pesto. The only difference between the recipe online and what I did is that I added broccoli because there was no vegetable, once again. However, I slightly also didn't follow the directions perfectly, and I added the cheese to the chicken because the pasta wasn't done yet. That was a bad idea because the cheese basically lumped all the shredded chicken together instead of it being like the cheese being a sauce on the pasta and the chicken. So, and next time I do this, I will shred the chicken, add the pasta, add the broccoli, mix all that together, and then add the cheese in. It's still going to taste fine. You just kind of have to like pick apart the chicken when you're taking a bite of it, but that, just don't do what I did. But it tastes really good. And it was very easy.
All right, I just got done with my virtual dance rehearsal and I realized I never actually really in any video ever, you're like, wait, you're dancing again? Let me explain, and it's almost over. It'll be over this weekend. So there's the company that I've danced with for a lot of years in New York City is called DanceWorks, and I'll leave it linked down below. If you're in around New York City and you love to dance, check it out. Like I'm gonna miss DanceWorks so much. There's another company called Continuum, dance company, and they operate so DanceWorks rehearses and performs in Queens. Continuum does Jersey and Philadelphia, but their model is very different in that it is mostly virtual with a handful of in-person, and then it's a video shoot, not like a stage performance. And so this season, and they do the same thing where there's like a fall and then a spring season. And so the fall season overlapped a little bit with DanceWorks. It was like, I think maybe 3 rehearsals like we had before the DanceWorks show, and then up until now, and our shoot is this weekend. And so I thought it would be the perfect kind of filler to like fulfill my dance vibe, bug, whatever you want to call it, before we moved. And a good friend of mine that I know from DanceWorks was choreographing a hip hop piece for Continuum. And so it just felt like a perfect fit. So I auditioned, she cast me. And so I have been doing that on Mondays. It's mostly been a virtual rehearsal. Again, there's been a handful of in-person rehearsals that are all the way out in Jersey. It's a trek, but they've all been on Sundays, and I don't mind like just reading my book on the train and kind of like relaxing on Sundays, and then we would go get like a drink and hang out afterwards. And so it's been a very nice, at least the in-person rehearsals have been a very nice, just stay in touch with dancing in person, as well as my friend who's choreographing. And then there's a handful of other people. I would say the 12 people that are in the piece, it's like half people that I know from DanceWorks and half new people. So it's been great. And then this weekend is our shoot. So on Sunday, which obviously I'll be vlogging because it's December. I mean, I don't know how much of the actual shoot I'm gonna vlog because it's her piece, and eventually the video will be released and I'll share it with you. But we are going to a studio space and shooting it, and it's just very different from a stage piece, like shooting it for a dance video. So it's been fun. I don't know that I would do it again, and not because I haven't enjoyed it, but just for me at like by 6 p.m. on a Monday, being on a virtual rehearsal is tough. Like I'm not as engaged. Like going to rehearsal in person on Mondays was one thing, but trying to engage virtually, and then Zoom is freaking hard because everything she does is backwards, which I mean, it's not her fault. Like that's how Zoom operates. It flips it around, or camera. That's how like computer cameras operate, right? So everything she's doing, she'll like say left, but to me it looks like her right, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's very confusing. Thank God for the in-person ones that like let it sink into my brain and my body. But I look forward to the in-person for sure, and I'm looking very much forward to the shoot, but the virtual ones they've been a little bit of a struggle for me. But if you are in Jersey or Philadelphia and you're not gonna travel all the way to Queens for dance, it might be a good option. And I'm glad I did it this time because, again, I don't have DanceWorks right now, and the new DanceWorks season starts in January, and then we are moving in February, so I can't do the next one. So that it fit right in my life. But I don't know that if I was staying in New York and just doing DanceWorks, I would do this. Like I'd be okay with the break right now before the new DanceWorks season. So I'll leave all that link down below if you're in the Northeast and you like to dance. Options, and I'm looking forward to the shoot. I need to add to my list of things to do this weekend, like Friday, Saturday is practice. there were definitely some moments tonight that I was like, oof, I need to practice that. So even though we just had an in-person rehearsal last weekend, but anyways, now I'm gonna go hang out with Sam, and we have, like I mentioned during the Play With Me, we have something we want to chat about, and so we put time on the calendar. The life of two business owners. All right, hi. It's 8 o'clock and I'm exhausted, and I don't know in what universe today I thought I was gonna have the energy to bring you along for my morning routine, or my my evening routine. I'm still gonna do it, or at least parts of it, but filming something and executing on it are two very different levels. I know it might seem, if you do not have a YouTube channel or you've never like set up and filmed something, it might feel like it's not, it's like the same. And I used to think that too. And then I started filming. And it takes me way longer and way more effort and energy and thought when I'm filming something versus when I'm just doing it. So with that, I'm gonna be done because I'm tired. I'm literally gonna do my evening routine. I might take a bath. I might do part of my evening routine, take a bath, and then do the rest. Also, my throat is a little bit scratchy, which is very frustrating because I literally just feel like I got over that cold with like my sniffles. And I'm like, don't even think about it. Like, we're not doing this again. So, okay, I'm gonna go relax and get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and every day here during Vlogmas.
And the reason for that is because the reason I need to update my goals. Why can't I talk? Because it's 6 a.m. And I've been trying to, oh, I don't know what that was.